Oh, I should clear my throat before I start this thing. Oh, there's part of me that's tempted just to like press stop, clear my throat properly, press start again. But I'm already 17 seconds in, and I kinda said that pressing start and just recording is all I'm gonna do this year. So I guess that means the good, the bad, and the ugly. And what you just heard, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna make an effort to not do that before I press record. Good morning, everybody, or good morning, good afternoon, whatever the fuck time you're listening to this. I don't care if you do or you don't, when you do or when you don't. It is Saturday, the 7th of January, 2023. I forgot what I was going to say. My mind is racing today, guys. I stayed up till 2 a.m. Finalizing. I say finalizing like I didn't also start it last night. My MC speech for my wife's best friend's wedding, of which I know like 6 people in attendance, and so that's gonna be interesting. 130 people I got to get up and speak in front of and try and crack some jokes. And so I figured, I don't know. I was just going to talk about that and about opportunities, I guess, and about making it work and winging it. I think my wife is a meticulous planner. She loves to plan and have everything prepared. She was writing, I reckon she probably put 6 hours of work into her bridesmaid speech, or her maid of honor speech. And she was nervous about it. She's been nervous about it all week, and she's just been putting all this effort and all this time into it. And she kept asking me, Mitch, when are you gonna start? When are you gonna write your speech? When are you gonna write your speech? I was like, yeah, no, don't worry about it. We're fine. We'll get there. And I looked up, on the train on the way to work the other day. I looked up, how to be a wedding MC, and all these videos were, talking about it in a way that made it seem very relaxed and nonchalant, and and I just was like, it was like engage, inform, entertain, sort of just keep fucking just off the top of the dome. And so there's an element of this project that I kind of like, where I get to just riff and I just get to talk, and no one can say anything to me, and I'm not interrupted or distracted or anything like that. The issue is I'm just talking to a microphone, right? So I'm not thinking about if I upload this and how many people could listen to this eventually, maybe, whatever. It's just me talking to myself via an audience, I guess, being reflective like I am talking to people. I'm like teaching lessons, and I'm saying things in a way that is digestible for everybody. But also it breaks it down for me, and it's like I'm relaying things to other people. I don't know. If I was talking to myself, I know the story, so it's boring. So I have to be telling them to someone else, if that makes sense. So the main difference is there's 130 people in attendance at this wedding. There's a lot of people that will be there, listening, watching. And I think the challenging part about this is I don't know the family very well. I don't know either of the families very well. But I married in. My wife is the best friend to the bride. We've been best friends since they were 4 years old. They've known each other that long, been best friends since primary school, and they have a bond that's just awesome to see. I love it. And the bride that we're going to see today, she was actually one of the witnesses at the ceremony for my wife and I. So it's a special and meaningful thing to us as well, to be as involved in her wedding as she was in ours, albeit significantly bigger and a lot more people in attendance. But hey, you roll with the punches. Don't say yes to shit. that you might want to back out of. I don't know if I've mentioned it on here, but you'll probably hear it many times. I was got a text from my mother-in-law saying, "Your room is ready for check-in." That's funny as. I got to drive 2.5 hours to get there. I got to be there by 3:30 p.m. And I think it's safe to be there at the wedding by 3 or the ceremony at 3. And then I just got to be there by 2:30 apparently. And then it's even safer to be there by 2. So 11:30 at the latest is when I got to leave. Anyway, there's just a lot. There's a lot going on, a lot in my head, and a lot that I need to say, and I'm trying to get it all out. I'm going to make this a short episode because I do have to get off and go and do these things. But double down or back down. I live by a very simple principle. My mum calls it risk assessment. Obviously, risk assessment is it's an important factor. Should I do this? Should I not do this? What are the implications and the ramifications if this happens? Blah blah blah. But I said yes to this gig, and it's obviously way too late now to turn around and say I can't do it. I mean, not necessarily, because they just not have a wedding MC, and that makes it a bit easier. But double down or back down is this embodiment of the idea of that risk assessment. When you say something, when you do something, you got to double down on it, or you got to back down from it, but you cannot sit on the fence. Because the people that sit on the fence, and I just have this belief myself, people that sit on the fence suck. Have you ever caught someone out when they've lied about you, or they've said something nasty, or they've said something, or I can't remember. Here we go, arguing with someone, and then they go and talk to someone else, right? And they say something to this other person, and then that person relays it to you. And then you confront them about it, or at least question them on it. And then that person has the option to double down or to back down, right? And so you've heard this, and you know the truth. You know exactly what's happened. So you bait them a little bit, or you just ask them directly, who knows? And then that person has the first reaction. This is the back down reaction. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, no, I did say that. I wasn't in the right headspace. I didn't mean what I said. I was just angry and frustrated, and I can see now the point of view. Hey, that's fucking fantastic. That is a great way to do it. You've backed down from something that, you've done something. It's like backing down is like you've recognized the fault in your argument. You've recognized the fault in your character, and you've decided to turn around and just say, sorry, that was me. That was on me. I'm wrong, right? Then the other option is to double down. Hey mate, I heard you said this. Yeah, I fucking said it. What's your problem? Maybe not as aggressively, but yeah, I did say that, and I said it for these reasons. And that's a double down. You're going and you're taking it not to the next level, but you're not letting it slide. And I guess it depends on how passionate you are about it, what the argument is. Obviously, there's so many different variables, but it's so important to put yourself in a position where you can do one or two of those things, because the third person who sits on the fence, it sounds something like this, hey mate, I heard you said this. Oh yeah, I'm a little upset, but I didn't really mean what I said. But I wasn't trying to upset you, but I'm just a little bit. Fuck off, dickhead. You've got to like that person that sits on the fence where they can't really admit fault, and they can't really admit that they don't like something. They can't admit that they're wrong, and they can't admit that they are angry. I think that sort of a person is weak, and not weak as in just weak of character. If you don't have the gall to turn around, if you have enough attitude and enough sass or frustration or whatever, if something's made you so upset that you have to go and talk shit about someone else to someone that they know, to a mutual friend, and then that person, it gets around to that person and they find out, and then you choose to sit on the fence, I'm sorry, but 9 times out of 10 you're just going to look like the dickhead. You're just going to look like the problem. Everybody will respect you more if you double down or if you back down. There's a place for respect even in backing down. If I approach someone, or if someone approached me, if I approached someone about something that they'd said, and then they said, "Look, man, I'm so sorry I said that. It wasn't what I was trying to do." I could choose to be angry still, but I have a lot of respect for that person for admitting fault. And I think there's something potent about that. I think there's something special. So I live by that principle: double down or back down. It's one of my morals, or it's one of my it's just a moral or ethic or value. The way that I live my life is, it forces you to pick one or the other. You have to, if you're going to say something, you've got a choice, and you've got an obligation to yourself to stick with your guns and double down, or recognize fault, or recognize that maybe you don't know, and you got the opportunity to back down. Anyway, we're just sitting on 11 minutes. I'm really sorry. This is one of those episodes where I just sort of had to get on and do it because it's part of the process. I have to do 365 of these, and if I spend much longer talking about it, I'm going to stress myself out because I have a lot of things to do, and I have a very short amount of time to do those in. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Wish me luck. My second ever wedding. The last time I went to a wedding, I was 12. And I got married last year, but it wasn't really a wedding. I was in a lady's house, and she just signed some documents with us, and it was a nice little ceremony, but it wasn't a wedding, right? We eloped. And so this is my second ever wedding. I'm doing again at 27. So 15 years later, I'm attending a wedding, and I have one of the most significant and important roles to entertain a crowd of people I don't know. So let's just hope they're not Christian or, religious, or, let's just hope that they are able to take jokes and I'm able to make jokes and we're able to have a bit of fun with it. I've been told it's an informal wedding, but it seems pretty fucking formal. There's six groomsmen, 6 bridesmaids. There's a color code, everything. So for an informal wedding, they've put a lot of fucking rules around it, but it should be fun. I dedicate this episode today to Richard and Adriana. I hope you two find happiness and the everlasting love the same way I have with Maddie in each other. and I'm so stoked and so honored to be your MC today. Anyway, we're just shy of 13 minutes. It's 8:02 a.m. Saturday the 7th of January 2023. See ya.